Beautiful rising. Beautiful rising. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our Black August meditation. I want to welcome you wherever you are, finding yourself arriving to today's practice, giving yourself a nice deep inhale and exhaling out of the mouth, clearing out any distracting energy that may be pulling us forward or backward. We're just arriving. So welcome to this beautiful sacred space. I just feel to have some extra healing allies, supports here. So make sure you have your water, your tea, whatever it is that you need to stay hydrated. If you feel called to have anything in your space that you know would make it feel sacred, or whatever comfort you may need. It could be a candle, it could be some incense, it could be some stones, a plant, right? Just trusting yourself, trusting your body to guide you to what you need. So here we are. Make yourself comfortable and begin to ask your body what it needs, what it may want for today's practice. So if you want to be laying, if you are going to be sitting up, I am going to guide us back into doing some more somatic or body release, right? It's going to be a little bit of shaking today as we're preparing for this lunar eclipse, which I'll share a little bit about in our transition between the first practice and the second practice that we do for today. But just to give you a sense of what we're anchoring into, what our intention is of gathering here today and throughout the month of August for commemorating Black August, which is a time for reflection and contemplation on the Black freedom movement, and particularly Black political prisoners who are still alive but behind bars, who have been organizers and activists, who have sacrificed so much for us to have so many of the freedoms that we have right now. And we also honor all of the freedom fighters who came before us, and we honor our own revolutionary warrior spirit and the collective revolutionary warrior spirit. So our intention through Tehuti Ma'at has been the awakening and the stirring of that spirit. We are a revolutionary instrument that focuses on building cooperatives. So we are creatives who are spiritual warriors who are intentionally coming together to build cooperative institutions for the resurrection of the collective African mind, body, and soul. And this offering has been specifically for that, for us to awaken and to remember the shoulders on which we stand and to root ourselves in our story. Black August is not just something that came about in the 70s and 80s to honor the movements. It's also in recognition beyond the Gregorian calendar and thinking about the 8th month of the Gregorian year. It is something that ancestrally, all of the astronomical alignments that happened during this particular period of us moving through space and our solar system, that there are many alignments that tend to stir up that fire, that resistance. And we've been touching on some of those things. And we've had a very special August. It's been eclipse season. So these are all of the things that have aligned us here and brought this practice forward for us today. So thank you for being here. And we're going to begin first with some breath play. We're going to do some breathing exercises, and I'm going to share a little information about it. Some may be familiar to some of you, but I always want to simplify and make sure that everybody who's tuning in knows what it is that we're doing. And I know that in meditation, that can also ease the mind when we know the impact of what it is that we're doing. Although relying on and surrendering to the trust of the technology of the body and the breath is powerful, sometimes it's just easier to just ease the mind and allow the mind to know, which is what it wants to do. It wants to think. So I'm going to share with you guys what the breath play practice that we're doing today is. And then our second portion is going to be that somatic or physical release through shaking. So for the first portion of the practice, I invite you to get comfortable wherever and however feels comfortable to you. If that is that cross-legged position, if it's kneeling and sitting on your feet, if it is laying on your mat or on your bed, whatever feels comfortable for you, this practice is going to be focused on breathing. As always, remember that everything is by invitation and with your consent. So listen and trust yourself, trust your body. Recognize that you are safe. An open heart is a safe heart. So our affirmation for today and my prayer is that you are protected in yourself, in your body, that your pure, open heart radiate that beautiful solar frequency all throughout your body, releasing and moving anything that is not yours, so that you can take full possession of your body, so that you can make more space in your body to house your spirit more fully. So I'll explain a little bit first the practice that we're going to do, which is like a vagal slow down for the vagus nerve, or a vagal brake activation. So we're going to be breathing, inhaling for 4 seconds, and then we're going to exhale for 6 seconds. And we're not going to do the pause, hold the breath. We're just going to inhale and exhale. And this rhythm for us is going to be a shorter inhale and a longer exhale, because that is proven. This is scientifically sound, which is what I wanted to make sure to bring for the mind, for those who may struggle with meditation because of the way that the mind can get in the way. Allow yourself to ease into the practice and let the breath trust the mind. And do not villainize your mind, because your mind is lifting up for you whatever is on your spirit and whatever's in your energy. So that's the data, that's the information that you want to be with, that you want to process. So even now, anything that has come up for you throughout the practice, it's not just to come for this moment. This moment is a continuum. So even after the practice, we use the wisdom and the insight that we gain through meditation in our decision making, in how we guide our energy and direct our life force, right? In continuum beyond this practice. So that being said, it is proven to maximize our cardiac vagal activity, right? So I want to share a little bit about the vagus nerve, which we've been sharing about, but I think it's important to know because when you exhale for a longer amount of time, your vagus nerve actually releases a chemical messenger, also known as a neurotransmitter. I won't say its complex name. And that neurotransmitter, or that chemical that the vagus nerve releases is actually like almost like pumping a brake, right? It is slowing down your heart rate and it is lowering your cortisol levels. So we can de-stress and come into that rest and digest space. So the vagus nerve is the longest nerve. That is one of the, or it may be the most complex of our cranial nerves in our body. And it is a massive information highway for our body. And it serves many functions, but I guess some of the main functions are, like I said, it supports the rest and digest. So it's the main component of our parasympathetic nervous system, which we've been activating and learning all these different practices to support. And like I said, it serves as like that natural brake pedal and allows the body to slow down the heart rate, lower the blood pressure, and transition the body out of a stressed, fight or flight, freeze, fawn state. The other function of the vagus nerve that your mind can rest easy in is the brain and gut connection, because about 80% of the nerve's fibers are sensory, meaning that they're going to carry information upward from the body to the brain. So this allows us to be more connected to our body, to feel our senses, and allow our body to inform us. So it's why we usually feel stress or even anxiety physically, usually in our stomach, those butterflies, or even nausea, or that tight knot. So it's constantly transmitting the health status of our microbiome in our gut, right? That's why we say the gut is the second brain. It's communicating that to the brain. So the vagus nerve is very, very important. And then finally, it is managing our internal inflammation. So it monitors and regulates the inflammation in our body. So if there's like any dangerous spikes of inflammatory proteins, it's going to signal and release anti-inflammatory molecules, protecting our tissues and our organs from stress or chronic stress-induced damage. So all of that is very important to know about this beautiful nerve, and knowing that it does all of this, and the simple medicine that we can have or give ourselves is breathing intentionally, inhaling for a shorter amount of time than we exhale. Very powerful. So please take this simple medicine that you have right in your body naturally that supports it to regulate itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin our practice today. I'm actually going to get on my knees a little bit. And I invite you to just take a moment of stillness just to center yourself and whatever the intention is going to be for the day, for your practice today. Grounding yourself. If you are standing or if you are sitting up and your feet are on the ground, just firmly planting your feet on the ground, really connecting to the gravity beneath you. If you are sitting cross-legged or on your knees, you can just kind of rotate from left to right. Just kind of balancing the energy and just allowing ourselves to get grounded in our body, into where we are on our planet, into this physical space. Just breathing at your own pace and observing, and just bringing yourself back into center. As always, I invite us to close our eyes or allow our eyelids to get heavy, almost partially closed, so that we're nice and relaxed, falling under the darkness of the lids. And I invite us to take our gaze up and out through our first eye or our third eye, which is at our forehead in the center between our brows, where we don't have any sensory neurons, so that we can allow ourselves to receive and connect more with whatever our body and our nervous system starts to bring up to the surface for us throughout our practice. Again, just taking note of wherever you are in your body, in your breath in this moment. I want you to think of something that you are grateful for and really lean into that gratitude with your breath. Really sense and feel that gratitude. Allow it to be a launching pad for our practice today. And just beginning to prepare ourselves to come into our intentional breath. So as you fill yourself with that gratitude, and as you begin to bring in through your inhales the intention that you want to bring into your space, into your body, and into your life for this day. Relaxing the shoulders, connecting with your posture, stacking up your jed or your backbone, your spine, one vertebrae at a time, with your head extended up nice and tall, but your chin is slightly tucked and shoulders relaxed. I want you to meet me at your next exhale, holding at the empty breath so that we can begin to synchronize. And we're going to inhale in 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, beginning to keep count at your own pace. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6. Inhaling for 4, remembering filling that belly up, bringing that breath nice and deep. And exhaling for 6, contracting that belly back as it's going back towards your spine. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6. Continuing at your own pace here, consciously honoring your vagus nerve. In Latin, where the root of the vagus word is, it means wandering, the word vagus, and that perfectly describes how this nerve winds through our upper body, right? Kind of wanders through. So just as you're breathing, envisioning that spirit of just frolicking and wandering and how that brings the body at ease, right? You have to feel safe to a certain degree, right? There's a level of buoyancy and safety to feel that you can just wander, right? And explore. That's the role of the vagus nerve, is to calm the body, to slow down the heart. Just bringing ourselves into calmness, allowing our body to rest and digest, process whatever's coming up for you that you may just be continuing to move yourself through in your life. So important to give ourselves the space and the moment to process and to rest, right? Recognize that we're in a system where the battlefield has shifted, and the best way for us to honor those political prisoners that we're reflecting on, the best way for us to honor the freedom fighters and our own revolutionary spirit is to recognize that the revolution begins inside of you. And it is when your body is functioning well, it is when your cup is full and overflowing that you can operate with the most strength, with the most tact. So we need rest. We need to process. We need those periods of shutdown. We need to pump the brakes and slow down. even when everything around us is moving so fast. So thank your heart for the courage it has to slow down, to feel safe, and to rest in this moment through this intentional breath. And wherever you are in your practice, start to wind yourself to your 3 final cycles of intentional breathing. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, wherever you are in your process, slowing it down to completion. And when you get to your final breath, I invite you to just rest, come into your own normal rhythmic breathing with whatever feels good, whatever feels natural to you. Remembering your posture. If you're laying down, your palms are facing up and you are just resting and receiving. We're going to keep our gaze in between our eyebrows, resting and settling into our first eye, the seat of our vision and our intuitive intelligence. So we are in receptive mode, in trust, to receive from within ourselves, our sovereign, autonomous expression of being that is interconnected to all things. We are present and we're receiving the inner guidance and the messages that are coming up for us. So just take your own natural breaths here, just feeling into that. Breathing. Beautiful part about meditation is just organizing our energy and the thoughts and the messages that are coming. Which is why I always encourage us to journal after. Just trusting yourself, trusting your breath to guide you wherever you need to go. Trusting your vision to show you what it is that you need. Trusting your intuition. And resting in that certainty. Ashe. Okay. I invite you to begin to open your eyes if they're still closed, taking in the space around you, taking in the different colors, maybe looking over your shoulder and just taking in the full 360 degrees of your being, of your body, of your experience. When we're tapping in to do this energy work or energy play, we are experiencing more than our physical body. We're dealing with our whole ka, our spirit, our energy body. We're connecting with our ba, right? These are all different layers and levels of the soul. And the more consciousness that we have and connect to within our being, the stronger we are in navigating the world and all of the reflections and projections and things that we experience. So, I'm going to prepare to transition us into our next practice, which, as I said, is going to be some somatic release. We are going to be shaking some things out. This is because I want to bring us back to this practice, because when we were approaching the total solar eclipse earlier this month, I felt really strongly it was important to support us in working with the intensity of eclipse energy and the need to make space and release. So one of the things that I want to share about being in this in-between point of the eclipse energy is that we have a lot that we're holding energetically right now together. We have a huge culmination that's building up for a massive release at the full moon, which is the lunar eclipse. But we also have all the energy that came in during the total solar eclipse, which was the new moon, which brought in a lot of new energy, which was directing us forward. However, we're also still holding a lot that won't necessarily be able to withstand the process of going into that new cycle. And the purpose that it's meant to serve energetically is the clarity and the starkness of looking at the two extremes of where you're going and where you've been, like the pains and the experiences and all the things that are creating the fears, the nerves, and all the things around going forward into this new cycle. It serves a purpose, right? It is the nutrients for the soil, right? It's like the waste, the manure that is going to build up your soil for that seed that you sowed at the beginning of the moon cycle. And remember, the seed goes into the darkness. Total solar eclipse, the moon eclipses the sun, and we go into a period of total darkness before the light returns. And although it's brief, it is intense energetically. Some people are not as sensitive to it, and it impacts us all differently. But the intensity is in that it is a shutdown and a restart, right? It's like when your device, remember these computers, these devices are all mimicking and designed to reflect our nervous system and our brain. So if your computer just completely shuts down and then comes back on, even think about what happens sometimes when you think about that. Like, oh my gosh, did I lose everything that was on the computer? But then it opens back up and you still have 300 tabs open and all the different things that you had on the screen. Think about how much of a relief it is sometimes when the screen comes back on and none of that stuff is there and you're just like, whew, okay, I guess I'll have to do without the 200 tabs that I thought I needed open, right? It's a completely different energy. But when you have all of that still here with you and you kind of have to go tab for tab and start to eliminate and close down each tab, that's more of the energy that we're in right now. And it's mainly because this eclipse is on a different axis of energy than the last eclipse that we had. It is on the energy that we've been closing out, that we've been knew we need to close out. So it's like a flush and a wave of maybe experiences or past relationships or just different things, thoughts that are indicating and making it very clear for you the behaviors, the habits, the things, the people that cannot move forward with you. and you have to feel it emotionally because it's in Hatmi Hit, which is the fish, it is the water, it is of the emotional realm. So there's going to be a lot of need to feel. There's going to be a need for a lot of rest, which is why I wanted to give us this practice and connection to the vagus nerve so that we can have this to prepare us for the level of rest that we do need to allow our body to really shut down and reboot and release. And the other way that we can physically support our body in releasing any trapped energy, any past stress that we're holding, is through the shaking. So I'm going to bring us back to that, right? Somatic release through shaking. It's a mind-body practice where we're intentionally going to shimmy and shake our limbs, and we're going to be discharging trapped physical tension. And it supports us in completing the body's stress cycle, right? I had shared before that a lot of animals naturally, they kind of have that natural reflex after they've had a traumatic experience or they survive the threat to clear out the adrenaline from their system. They usually will tremble or shake, right? And it's just something that as humans we've suppressed, right? Or we tend to suppress. I shake every day if I can. So it's not something you have to do every day, but it is a really, really important practice. And it really supports in releasing any muscle tightness or even hyperarousal, like anything that gets us on edge, right? Like that's like, it doesn't only look like tension, but it's like your senses are open, right? Your sympathetic nervous system is activated and you don't necessarily feel like you can rest and be at ease. So in order to be able to rest and be at ease fully, we can learn and allow and support the body to make more space for that, because it is a physical thing. It's not just a mental thing or an emotional thing. When those things are trapped in the body, those feelings and those thoughts, and we don't release it from the body, we'll continue to recycle it, because the body is part of the spirit, right? We can't spiritually override things. And I think that's a really important New Age fallacy to dismiss. We can't just transcend the body. The body is part of the spirit and is the most clear reflection of what is happening spiritually. Okay? So I'm going to invite you to prepare by standing up. Okay, I'm going to just lift this here. Okay, let me see if I can stand it up a little more. Okay. All right, so stand up. Stand up wherever you are. Breathe, coming back into the breath. Oops, sorry. Coming back into the breath. And keep your breath with you the entire time, consciously. I want you to gently just start to move your body. Maybe just going from one foot to the other, really planting the foot onto the ground like you're marching. And every time you hit the ground, you'll feel that little bounce in the body. That's the first waking up we're doing. It's almost like you're marching, just preparing yourself to shake this energy out of the body. Now I invite you throughout this practice to release out of the mouth and release audibly. And now we're going to bring the arms in. So I want you to begin shaking the arms. And you can shake, you can jump, So I invite you to jump, shaking the hands over your head, shaking the arms, maybe starting with the right arm and really getting that arm. Don't be shy. Nobody's watching you. I'm the one being watched, and I just gotta still shake, right? Shaking the right arm, bringing the left arm in, shaking the left arm, shaking the hands, the wrists, the fingers, both of them, bringing them out in front of you. Do whatever feels good to you. If my guidance doesn't feel aligned with what your body needs, give your body what it needs. Shake out the shoulders, shake out the neck, the face, maybe flutter the lips. Remember to get those hips, right? Shaking the hips. Get those hips. Jumping, shaking, getting the thighs, the hips. Try to get as much of a shake as you can. Keep your jump going if that's helpful for you. Don't stop. Letting the breath out of the mouth audibly. Maybe taking notice of whatever thoughts, feelings, ideas, people, anything that comes to surface as you're shaking it out. Maybe the parts of your body that feel the most tension. Shake. Shaking the chest, the heart. Shake. Getting one leg at a time now. Really shaking that leg out. Lifting, shaking, getting the other leg, shaking, and I want you to make sure that you get your ankles, your toes, shaking that energy off. Keep yourself moving. Don't stop. Use your breath, right? You should feel your heart rate going, but keep yourself moving. Shaking the body. Trusting your release. If your hair is out, get your crown out. Shake it out. Make sure you get the hips that usually tend to hold a lot of tension. The shoulders hold a lot of tension. Shaking it out. Shaking the arms. Putting those hands above your head. Don't be shy. Let it out. You're making space for what you're calling into your life. You're taking the energy out of your body. Any dis-ease, any illness, any stagnant energy. Shaking it out. Any anxiousness, anxiety, restlessness, shaking it out. Coming back to our primal connection to our animal nature. Just releasing. Shaking your face, your lips. And then beginning to slow ourselves down here. Wherever you are, just beginning to slow yourself down. Don't fully stop yet. Keep going. Just slowing it down. Slowing that bounce. Slowing down. Slowing. And coming into that stop. Allowing the body to slow down. I invite you to take the palms of your hands as you come into stillness and you stop, maybe still balancing from the left and the right side of the body. Still releasing that breath through the mouth audibly. Bringing your hands in front of you as you come into center and stillness. Coming back to the intention that you called into today's practice and bringing it into the palms of your hands. Warming it up, Bringing that solar power, that creative force, as we're stimulating this electromagnetism in the palms of our hands and bringing that intention right to your heart. Just holding and being in stillness with that for a few breaths here. As you gaze through your first eye, I want you to envision how this intention is going to radiate throughout your day, throughout your steps, your conversations, the spaces you occupy, the energy you radiate, the choices you make. Connecting with the heart rate as we have sped it up here. After we slowed her down or slowed him down. Giving gratitude for the body, for its function, for this beautiful heart of yours that carries your passion and your purpose. And if you don't feel solid or clear on what that is, then know that at the root of all of our being is the purpose to live and to simply exist and to be. So in this moment, we give gratitude for our life, giving gratitude for your life, for your breath, for your heart, for the stability that you have in your body, for the safety that you can create in your energy, in your body, through your voice, through all of the faculties of your being, coming into that power with all the medicine that you've learned, all of the tools, all of this natural technology that is free to you to access and tap into at any moment that you need. We're going to close out the somatic release with some swiping. And the purpose of the swiping is we're just wiping any of that energy that we lifted to the surface off of the body with gratitude. Gratitude. Off of the crown. Don't forget your crown, the back of your neck. Swiping it off the back of your shoulders, as much of your back as you can get, under your armpits, the insides of your arms. Releasing it all the way down to your fingertips and shaking it off. Getting it off of your chest. Down to the front, your womb, your genitals, your booty, your back, your mid-back, your upper back, your lower back. Swiping that energy off, bringing it down the legs. Bringing that energy down both legs, the insides, the backs of your legs, all the way down your ankles to the tops of your feet, your toes, getting it off the heels and the soles of your feet. And we're just going to shake out our fingers and our toes. They're the very tips of our body that tend to hold any of that stagnant energy, and we're releasing. Giving thanks. We're going to come back down. I invite you to come back to a resting posture. Giving thanks to your body. Giving thanks to your breath. Giving thanks to your heart. Giving thanks to your mind. Giving Gratitude for your whole self, holding and recognizing through whatever surfaces as you continue to release, as it continues to show up in your life, that every part of you is worthy of love, that we have the power to change, to transform, and the only way we can truly do that is to hold the full spectrum of our being, the whole truth. So as things start to rise or continue to rise out of the shadows, embrace them with love and truth so that you could be guided forward into your becoming. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I invite you to begin to surface yourself into your physical space, back into the screen. Hydrate yourself. Another thing about this lunar eclipse that we're closing out August with is that it is water energy, again, hit, or known as Pisces in the Greek interpretation, symbolized by the fish. So we think about being submerged in the water, being of the water. And the water spiritually is the emotional realm. But literally connecting with water is very important right now. So please make sure that you are hydrated. Make sure that you are connecting to water. It's one of the most supportive things you can do. Spiritual baths, soaks, foot soaks, going to the river, to the ocean, to any body of water you have access to in nature, observing it, allowing it to reflect to you and show you its wisdom to guide you in whatever you're moving through in your life, right? Whatever we have access to is significant. So if you're connected to the ocean or closer to the ocean than you are to a lake, or if you're closer to a creek, whatever, it could be a swamp, whatever waters you have access to are informing you. So I invite you to connect back with the water. We really started our practice, our Black August practice going into the womb, and we're going to continue to go back into that space now that I'm starting to feel better. I'm really grateful. Okay, family. Felt to bring the rattle today because I noticed that the drum doesn't sound like the drum. It's kind of like the sound bowls, and I'm gonna test out and see how the rattle sounds. But certain sounds, like the frequency, doesn't transmit fully digitally, so it doesn't sound the same. But I know that the vibration, the intention, and the subtle realm still translates. But I'm just affirming prayers. Every part of you is worthy of love. Remember the truth. Remember who you are. Remember your soul. Honor yourself. Forgive yourself. Trust yourself. Right? Okay, family, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your trust, as always. And thank you for honoring our intention of uplifting Black August, of giving presence to ourselves in honor of the political prisoners and those freedom fighters who we reflect on during Black August. Recognize that your life is the most important thing that you have to do, okay? Through Tehuti Ma'at, we define revolution as healing, liberation, restoration, elevation, and expansion. We've added unity, strength, courage, prosperity, and joy, because in this moment, in this season, in this revolve the battleground. What we need is to be full in ourselves. What we need is to honor that wholeness through whatever process of remembrance, retrieval, and healing that we're in, so that we can fully show up in the truth of our being, right? So, Tehuti Ma'at is here. If you are interested in learning more about Tehuti Ma'at, you can visit our website, tehutimaat.org. In the description, you can visit our About page and learn more about Tehuti Ma'at, as well as the different ways that you can join the Tehuti Ma'at Militia, which is our membership group. If you want to support the work that we're doing, including organic food for the people, we are also actively in our Think study session. We are doing our Think Study group virtually with Dr. Regina Jennings. We have started Asata's autobiography. So think Asata Shakur. Our next study session is going to be August 31st, and that is at 12 p.m. Eastern Time here live. So make sure to like the stream. And I wanted to make sure to tell you to subscribe to the channel, and when you subscribe, hit the notification bell so when we schedule the different streams you can see them. I'm also going to do a live stream specifically about the eclipse energies and demystifying it. I really want to allow people to connect to it on a more practical note, and it also gives you a sense of like what you get access through Think and through Tehuti Ma'at University if you join at the Empire rank, because that is our educational rank. So if you are someone who's interested and you just want to learn, it'll give you a sense of like this multi-dimensional educational space, and all of the other builders of Tehuti Ma'at who are contributors to that. And we have different classes and courses that you have access to, the full archives. So one of the best ways you could access that complimentary is through the YouTube channel, which is why I'm encouraging you to hit the notification bell when you subscribe so that you do get notified of the different streams. The first stream we did for Think Asada Shakur is on the channel, so you can watch the recording or the replay. And you can also watch the origins of Black August. If you're still not familiar with what Black August is, we had Mama Regina Jennings also on for that stream. What is Black August? And we went into the roots of this annual commemoration. And finally, I also want to let you know that, excuse me, this is a donation-based offering that we are glad to be here to offer. And in the spirit of Ma'at, the spirit of reciprocity, we ask that you make a contribution if you can. And the links are in the description. Our Cash App is $Tehuti Ma'at World. You can also make a contribution via PayPal. Even if you don't have a PayPal account, the PayPal link allows you to make a contribution using a debit or credit card. So that's one of the ways that you can support not only Tehuti Ma'at and not only the Black August meditations, but the operations of Tehuti Ma'at as a whole. And finally, if you are interested in our retreats or anything else, you can contact us via email or text message 646-883-Ma'at, which is a text only line, but you can also email us at grow@tehutimaat.org. You can follow us on our Instagram, which is linked in the description as well. These are the ways you can stay in touch with us. You can find out about the different retreats. The Kepper retreat, which doesn't have a public space, is a plant medicine retreat. And if you're interested in working with specific medicinal plants such as ayahuasca and peyote for a more deep experience that is deeply transformative, as well as other practices that prepare us to go into that journey, that is coming up in October 23rd through 29th. And the Sexual Alchemy Retreat is going to actually be in February, but this is a great time to get onboarded. So if you are interested, you can fill out the interest form, and you can learn more about sexual alchemy as a retreat and as a medicine at sexualalchemy.com. It is specifically for the people of African ancestry who feel aligned to this medicine, who know that our sexual energy is our life force, and it is the greatest way we are being attacked and that our energy is being siphoned. So it is the core wound of our ancestors as well. A lot of the sexual trauma and proclivities are being recycled. And it is important that we have that consciousness around it, and that we also recognize that it is part of our ancestral healing, right? So you can read more about that at sexualalchemy.com. And that is hosted by myself and our sister Layani. So I hope to see you tomorrow. We'll be here at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And feel free to share this with anyone else. And we'll see you tomorrow at 7. All right. Power.